Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's Top 5 Camps. I'm TNG, and as ever, I've got some banging builds to show you. Now, these are the 5 camps submitted to the Pro League. If you want to catch the Beginners League, Casual League, whatever you want to call it, that's going to be out tomorrow. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those camps either. Now, as per usual, I'm just going to show all these builds in no particular order, and then at the end, we'll find out what position they've come in. Let's get started. For our first build this week, we've got this absolutely incredible looking structure by Kitsune 9. Is it Kitsune or is it Kitsune? I'm not too sure, right? I'm English. We're good at butchering names, and yeah, we're pretty well renowned for doing that. Yeah, but anyway, this build, gorgeous looking structure. I have seen similar to this in the past, but this is really, really nice and bonny, you know. What I like about it is, you see a lot of people doing like these pyramids, Mayan ruins, as this one is described as, and they will just use the foundations. Kitsune's gone a little bit further and added the, what the bloody hell they called them? Winding path wall pieces, which I really do think adds to it. Fits into theme rather surprisingly, actually. It's a bloody bonny build, this. Very, very bonny build indeed. And the whole vibe about the place as well gives it that mysterious, jungle-y kind of feel, even though it's quite evidently not in a jungle. But yeah, I love the exterior of this thing, but I'm also a massive fan how Kitsune's made it hollow as well. So we can actually go inside of the place and see this gorgeous decor, and this has serious vibes, this place. I love this thing. It's a gorgeous looking build from the outside. The inside is also on a level as well. And as far as I'm aware, foundation builds like this, they're not the easiest things to put together. You do have to do quite a bit of trickery to come up with something like this. Now, I'm no expert in this field. I've never built with foundations. But I do believe it's not just a case of, you know, whacking them down on top of each other. You can't do that. So yeah, this is impressive. Kitsune, awesome looking camp. One of my favourites of the week, just for how unusual it is and the vibe around it more than anything. So yeah, thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on whatever position you find yourself in. From one temple to the next, our second camp this week is, funnily enough, the temple build by Lady H. Yeah, this is much different than Kitsune's, whereas theirs was, you know, designed on ancient temples, Mayan, Aztec, whichever you want to, you know, whichever route you want to go down. This one's a more modern take on the principle. And I'm all for it, yeah? I think this one is an awesome looking camp. My favourite thing about it, though, is how Lady H has left all the items destroyed in it. Kind of makes sense, though, considering it is supposed to be destroyed. Great take there, TNG. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is I like the principle. Yeah, it looks much better like this than it would do, say, complete. Much more Wastelander, in my opinion. I will say, though, right, and I don't know if any of you have ever experienced this, but when you're building these kind of camps where there is destroyed pieces, there is nothing worse than being halfway through or fast traveling and returning back to your camp and everything has been repaired by a good Samaritan. It's so annoying because you want to be annoyed about it, but that poor person's only tried doing a good deed for you. Yeah, they're a nightmare to maintain and keep, in a public server at least, these things. Lady H, a simply lovely build this. I love the decor. I love how you've used some of the bigger building items and incorporated them into the actual structure itself, if you get what I'm saying. The greenhouse dome, for example. The, what do you call them? I call them motorway pieces. The destroyed road thing that you've got as an entrance. All them little bits. I think it looks great. One thing I did like as well, the shape of it reminds me of the churches from DayZ. You know what I'm on about, don't you? Ah, of course you do. A big, round, bulbous end on them with a long, thin shaft coming off it. And I didn't mean that in a dirty way. I really didn't. And if you see that as an innuendo of any sort, then it's you that's the issue. You need to take a long, hard look at yourself. A very hard look at... I'm sorry. I'll stop. Sometimes forget that I'm 33 years old. But yes, Lady H, thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on whatever position you find yourself in. Great build. Love this one. So for camp number 3, we have the return of a builder that entered the competition a very long time ago. This is Wastelander 84 with the overgrown laboratory build. What the fuck is a laboratory? Laboratory, Labrador. We're just going to call it a lab from now on. And even then, I've got to be careful because sometimes I pronounce my L's as W's, like Jonathan Wath. So that's not even right, is it? Welcome back, Wastelander 84, is what I was going to say to you. It's nice to see you again. Can I just take this moment as well to apologise for all the noises that you're hearing through the mic? My pop filter is yet again shagged. It is limp like a flaccid penis at the moment. It's just dangling off my mic stand. Right, I'm sorry. This has taken way too long. Yes, the overgrown lab. Much like Kitsune's, this one stood out to me because it's got vibes. It's got an aura, as the kids say. Not sure why they've claimed the word aura, because it's quite an old word, but we'll let them have it. We'll let them have it. We've got enough words. Anyway, in terms of the structure itself, not my favourite of the week, but it is pretty cool. It certainly stands out. Different, I guess you could say. Not a fan of them roof pieces there with like the Addams Family kind of top on them. But on the other hand, I guess they do add to the mishmashiness of it. Adds a little bit of variation. Yeah, fair play. It's a cool looking build from the outside. I like some of the little details, like the walls being left destroyed. Small things like that. All the small things. Wow, I'm having a mare today, Anna. I'm having a mare with the ADHD. That's fine. Yeah, exterior-wise, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. That's what stood out to me. Very different indeed. And is that some prefabs I see down there at the bottom that have been incorporated? I think it could be. Nice touch. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. The more you look at it, the more you see, the more you appreciate. I do like it. On the interior side of things, right, there's not actually too much to see in here in terms of footage. But what we can see is quite highly detailed. And it's exactly what you'd expect it to be, an overgrown lab. It looks great. It does look cool. Like I said, there's not much actual footage of it. But when you look past the obvious as well, there's some nice little details. Look at the little deathclaw that's been put in a cage there. It's full of little things like this. Really good levels of detail, actually, that on first glance you don't necessarily notice. But again, the more you look at it, the more you see. Yeah, overall, Wastelander, great build. I think it really did stand out because of how different it is. And I like the concept. Thank you very much for entering this week, my friend. Right, so for camp number 4, we have the Underground FEV Lab by the Wasteland Architect. Right, this one is different for me. I'm not a massive fan of this style of build, however. I realise that I do have to start broadening my horizons a little bit. This is why I liked having judges, by the way. Just throwing that out there. But let's not, you know, dig up that hole again. Yeah, not my typical style of what I'd usually go for in the top 5, but I can appreciate this. And there's a number of reasons for it. Number 1, the main one, I don't see many good military builds. Okay, now that's not meaning to say they don't exist. I just don't see them often. So when something like this pops up, military, government-y kind of thing, it is pretty cool. It is cool. It breaks the norm a little bit. The second thing is, it's quite a tricky one to build this. What you see up top here is only a small portion of this build. The majority of it is actually underground, which we're going to see later. Let's focus on the above ground stuff first, though. Right, it is what it is, isn't it? It's supposed to be a secret government research facility. That's what it looks like. It's not overly decorated. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. It blends in just like you would want a facility to blend in if you were the government, especially when you're doing shady shit like they did in the Fallout universe. I've seen a few bunkers similar to this, maybe ones dug into a cliffside. What more can you say? I'm actually impressed that Wasteland Architect has resisted the urge to over-decorate this, because it's easily done. Trust me, it is easily done. So yeah, in terms of the entranceway, up top, whatever you want to call it, I think you've done a cracking job, Architect. You've kept it true to what it's supposed to be, and it looks pretty damn convincing as well. Now, let's take a look at your interior. As I said before, all of this is underground, and it's actually necessary in this area because the build's so close up to the cliff face. The only way to get this bunker effect, or have any room to build in actually, is by going underground. Now, I know I said before that it is quite tricky to do this. It's not really. Terrain can cause havoc with it sometimes, but just simply getting underneath the map, it isn't too difficult at all. But it does add an extra layer of complexity. It does add an extra layer of realism. So I've got to give Wasteland Architect kudos for that. It does look fantastic. And come on, let's face it, who doesn't think it's cool going into a bunker and then actually going underground? In fact, I'll tell you who doesn't think it's cool. That, ow, you're breaking the stability of the game, Brigade. Going under the map ruins everything. Then people won't be happy about it. But for the rest of us normal people, yeah, we have no issue with it and we can appreciate it. And that's coming from a normal person. That would be me. Very normal. Fuck, I'm broken. Wasteland Architect, great job with this build. I like the principle behind it. It's different. Like I say, not really my thing usually. I think your interior decor's great as well. You've made a big space look very, very full. And again, kept it in theme. Awesome work. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on whatever position you find yourself in. So for camp number 5, we have the Shady Still Moonshine Distillery by Busting My Ashley. And for those of you that are new here, yeah, this may be the top 5, but we have 7 camps in total. Okay, because we do have honourable mentions as well. So make sure you stick around and don't go anywhere, because we still have 2 more to show after this. Yeah. Help me, please. I usually edit all of this out, but I just don't care anymore. This is me. This is me. Oh, Christ, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, the Shady Still Distillery build. I absolutely love this thing. I mean, if I didn't know any better, which most of the time I don't, I'd say this is an in-game location. Look at that. This thing is scrappy as hell. I mean, you want to see a warframe we build? Staring right at you. And it's not just the shack either. We've got some dockage. We've got a little bramming pen with a stable there. Whatever that is, I think that is the distillery. That little building there. I mean, look, I'm even noticing the little custom conduits coming off it as part. There is a lot of detail to this. Ashley, this is a top build. Just looking at the comments as well. Apparently the music's great. Shall we have a listen to it? Jesus Christ. A bit louder than I expected. Yes, very, very theme-like. Yeah, keep it in theme. Banjos and dungarees. Yeah, this is cool, Ashley. I love the overall appearance of all the structures. Nothing too complicated in terms of the actual structure building, but that's not a problem. Keep it simple. Nothing wrong with that at all. What really made this for me was the decor. The sheer levels of decor. Every single building is packed to the rafters, and it's really well done. Everything from the still to this little seating area and serving counter here. It's junky, it's scrappy, and it looks phenomenal. And I know a lot of people can't wrap their head around this. They think that it's just junk put down in no particular order and stuff. But I'll say it again for the 89,000th time. Pulling this off is not easy. Not easy at all. Ashley, I think you've killed it with the overall structures. I think you've killed it with the decor. I'm a massive fan of this camp. Great location choice as well. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on whatever position you find yourself in. Solid, solid build. Camp number 6, we have the Ghoulish Home build by Milne1983. Welcome back, stranger. Where the devil have you been, good sir? Nice to see some camps from you again. Nice to see some builds from your better half as well. Vix, your submission this week was very, very good indeed. But anyway, yes, the Ghoulish Home by Milne. First things first, great location choice. I think anywhere in the Cocaine Valley suits a scrappy shack like this down to the ground. You're going to throw up a shit build, you're going to throw it up in a shit location. When I say shit, I don't mean his build shit, but it's designed to look shit. There's a lot of shit there, isn't there? But I know what shit I'm talking about. Now, in terms of the structure itself, or structures, I should say, there's nothing actually too overcomplicated about it. It's a lot like Busting My Ashley's. Quite simple, but very effective. Now on Milner's here, we do have a couple of things. We've got the overlapping roofs here with the overhang, also double layered as well. Quite a lot of work with the Bernie Boy, I must admit, but 100% worth it. We've got some cool little accent pieces, whatever you call them, with the Wavy Willards stone pillars. Nice little touch. I like the Helvetia Bay windows popping through, gives it a little bit of texture. Yeah, overall, Milner, the exterior on it, I think you've done a great job. It does have that thrown together kind of look, which, you know, you are very, very good at, if not one of the best in the game at doing that. Ah, yeah, solid exterior, but it's your interiors that I'm interested in. You've always been amazing at this, and what do you know? No different at all. Great looking, scrappy interior on these. Loads of merges, fantastically well thought out. It looks like a pensioner's mantelpiece. There is that much shit in here. Beautiful. Simply lovely. I mean, just look at the shelves as well, guys. Nothing has been left out. Every inch has been decorated. Milner, cracking job on this build. I do like it. Like I say, quite simple structures, but brilliantly well executed and very, very detailed for what they are. I like that. Thank you very much for entering this week, my friend. So for our 7th and final camp, we have the Botanical Terrace build by Moonlight Cowboy. Don't worry, mate, your bribe came through. Simply lovely. That is glorious, my God. Wow. Yeah, what can I say about this build? Well, nothing that you can't see with your own eyes, really. The first question I would ask, though, is how the hell do you even get up here? That looks like a kick in the penis itself, let alone actually building a structure up here. This thing is awesome. I mean, just look how well Moon's incorporated this into the satellite dish. I mean, the clipping issues that he must have had throwing this together. It's nuts. It's nuts. But like I said, it still blows my mind how he manages to get everything to just fit up here so nicely. It really is impressive, to be honest with you. Another thing that really puzzles me, apart from how that door actually functions properly, well, it could just swing inwards, I guess, is how he's made a modern build look at home on top of a bloody satellite dish. It's crazy. A lot of ingenuity has gone into this camp. Not the biggest build, obviously. You have only got a limited amount of real estate. I mean, anybody could just build a massive bloody square box up here, I guess. I prefer seeing stuff like this. Yeah, compact, fits in with the structure, doesn't look out of place. Yeah, it's a cool camp. And as Mrs. TNG says, size doesn't matter. It's what you do with it, apparently. Simply lovely. Yeah, overall, exterior-wise, awesome-looking camp. I love how well it fits in with the satellite, like I've said 18 times now. Yeah, no complaints from me on the outside. It's just incredible to me how you manage to build in places like this, to put it bluntly. Now, onto your interior. Not too bad, not too bad. It's clean, modern, does what it says on the tin. Again, no complaints. I'm not going to lie to you, it was the outside of it that appealed to me. The interior's secondary on this build for me. But overall, awesome build. Awesome build. Some may say out of this world. Yeah, that was shit. Space, satellite. Yeah, I'll just leave that. Moon, thank you very much for entering this week, my friend. Congratulations on whatever position you find yourself in. And speaking of positions, let's find out where everybody has ranked this week. Not going to be an easy one, let me tell you. Okay then, so number one for me this time around has got to be Kitsune with the Mayan temple ruins. Different, beautifully well executed, and add a serious vibe about it. Yeah, number one for me this week, Kitsune. Number two for me this time around has got to be Moonlight Cowboy with the satellite house. Like I say, not a massive fan on the interior. No, that's unfair to say. Interior was secondary to me, but for the building location and just how well it fit in, it's got to be a number two. More than well deserved. In the number three spot, this is a tough one. I don't know. It's between two builds. I'm going to have to go for Busting My Ashley. I think that she did an incredible job at making it solo friendly. and the level of detail in it, it was second to none this week. So yeah, easily, well, I say easily, not so easily, number 3 for me this week, busted my Ashley. In the number 4 spot this week, I'm going to give it to Lady H. Very, very clever idea. I loved the destroyed look about the gaff. Nicely decorated, fitted in with the wasteland beautifully. Yeah, number 4, Lady H. Number 5 for me this week, I'm going to go for the Wasteland Architect with the underground FEV bunker. Like I said, not my usual style, but I think it was very well done, very convincing, and it fit in with that secret government kind of theme. It's like a mini Mariposa, I guess. So yeah, number 5 for me, Wasteland Architect. That leaves Mon Petit Fleurs in the 2 honourable mention spots, Milne 1983 and Wastelander 84. Both incredible builds. Both could have been in the top 5 on a normal week. Saying that, what is a normal week anymore? Yeah, some fantastic submissions. Some fantastic submissions this week. Even the people that didn't get in. It's been awesome, and I'm really happy to see so many people still participating, and a lot more new people as well. So yeah, thank you for that, guys. As I say in the north, I will love you and leave you, and I'll catch you at next one. Have fun, much love.